Alright guys, doing a little bit of jazz today. It's going to sound something like this. Okay, so we're essentially just taking 3 chords and a couple of scales and putting it together with some rhythms to do some kind of cool little vamping thing with a jazz sound to it. Let's look at our chords first, and I'm going to show it to you on different levels so that if you're not very advanced, you'll still be able to do it on a more beginner level. But let's look at our chord. In the left hand I have a D and an A. Alright, in the right hand I have an F, an A, a C, and an E. Alright, if you put all the notes together, you can condense that down to a D, F, A minor chord. Okay, the very simplest chord is going to have 3 notes. D minor, the C makes it a D7, a D minor 7th chord. And then you put that E on there, and then you get a 9th, because the E is a 9th away from the D. So you can call that a D minor 9. Alright, but we get that sound. Okay, to me in my ear it sounds like an F major 7, because you have an F chord and then on the top over a D bass, just to my ear. You know, I always hear it that way, but D minor 9 is what we have here. Now, when we move to this chord, okay, we have C, G, and the right hand has an E, a G, a B, and a D. Alright, put that together. Now let's look at what we have there. If we condense all the notes, we have C, E, G. If you know anything about chords, you know that's a C chord. Adding the B on top is a C major 7th chord, okay? A lot of times if you hear C7, you think of this, with a B flat, but the C major 7th chord would be a major chord with a major 7th here. Alright, so that makes it C major 7. And if you don't understand all these numbers and names of chords, that's fine. Just learn what the chord is and play it. Who cares what it's called, huh? Alright, C, E, G, B, and then D on the top gives us that 9, okay, because the D is a 9th away from the C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, so we have a C major 9 chord there. Alright, so those are our first 2 chords. Then we're going to move down again for this next one. Okay, we condense all the notes. Let's see what they are first. B flat, F, D, F, A, C. Okay, the bottom part of that is a B flat major chord. The A gives us our 7th, and the C gives us our 9th. So that's a C major, a B flat major 9 chord there. So, alright. But if you don't care what the chords are called, you know, a lot of jazz players, you know, some play about here, don't really think about what they're called. We just play them. So there we go. These are the 3 chords. Now, let's get that kind of down first before we try to add these little scales in here. Okay, the first rhythm we can do, let's see, let's think of something. Okay, we can do something like, let's see, together. That's the simplest thing. Let's do that. D, D, C. Okay? Here's the first pattern. Try it again. Now let's try to go. Okay? Join in. D, 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 C. See how I put spaces in there? The little rests are very important sometimes, just as important as playing the chords themselves. But now something else you can do with that left hand, you have those 2 notes. Sometimes you can do just this note and then this one later, something like. Okay, so you just have to experiment with it and play it, yes, a zillion times. People that are in the room with you will want to shoot you because they're sick of hearing these two chords, okay? But keep doing it. I'm just giving you some ideas. I'm just kind of letting it flow out of a musical consciousness there, if you will. Alright, now, let that take some time, okay? Oh, I forgot to add the third chord. What I do is, I think I do this 3 times. 1, second time, 3, and then the 4th time I go. So that 4th time, ba, 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 and then I hang on this one a long time. Then start over. Okay, so that's kind of my pattern. 3 times, and then 4th time, da, 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 da. Alright, now, the fill-ins, you can use these little scales here. As far as scales go to improvise with, you can kind of use the scale, whatever scale goes with that chord you're on. See what my time is. Yeah. So I'm on a. This is not a C scale, but inside that chord you have E, G, B, D. Okay, so you have the parts of an E minor there. So that's where this scale is coming from. If you don't care about that, then just learn the notes here. E, G, A, B, D. Okay, that's called a pentatonic scale. Anyway, and we can use those notes in between. We can go da, da. Right there, I just played 2 notes at once. E, B, and then I played 2 notes here, E, B. Okay, but the point is, the notes I'm playing are taken from this little pentatonic scale. It's actually a G pentatonic, but so ba, 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 ba. Okay, all right. And then when I get to this chord, finally, ba, ba, ba. Another pentatonic scale, F, G, A, C, D. Alright, so right there you have a lot of time. You could do octaves maybe. Alright, so these are just some ideas to get you started. Something to play around with. Okay, this is kind of your palette. If you're a painter, these is your palette, your colors. And then you go forward and start to try to improvise and make up your own thing. I can't sit here and tell you every single note to play. That defeats the purpose, okay? We're doing this for fun and for music and to let it flow, have what I call a musical consciousness. You're not going to get that if I sit down and just show you each little thing. I need to give you the skeleton, and you need to sit down and start playing with this and working with it, and it'll start working for you.